Welcome to the K. Willis Positive Vibes Podcast. K. Willis Positive Vibes Talk Show on 1580, thepraise.com, a gold chip communication station. And it's a pleasure. I have Dawn. Dawn is a Columbus, Ohio native, has overcome immense challenges, including domestic violence, homelessness, and PTSD. Determined to rebuild her life, she earned her high school diploma at 39 and pursued a career in media. With an associate's degree in radio, television, and sports broadcasting, she gained experience as a radio host and production assistant. Now pursuing a bachelor's, in media communications at Full Sail University. Dawn's journey is a testament to resilience, perseverance, and the power of second chances. Come on now. You better go, girl.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. And she's up in here, you guys. Look, she fine.
Yeah,
she all glammed out. And yes, this is my girl. She is beautiful inside and out. And she just radiates. Like she's a shining light. Whenever you see, like you have to, for one, okay, we met at Ohio Media School.
Yeah.
And
immediately had a connection. And
everybody knows, like, when Dawn comes in, it's like she brights up a room.
Oh, you're going to be
like,
crying.
Literally. Yes, she is amazing. And remember that. You are absolutely, and remember that and know that. Inside and out. And it shows. So I love her. So we're going to go into this interview. So can you take us back to your early years? What were some of the challenges you faced growing up?
Oh, well, growing up, the challenges I faced were poverty. My dad was a steel mill worker, and they went on strike a lot. Sometimes Christmas never came. Also, I was in a small town. I lived in I'm the trailer park kid. Shout out Gary Owen for making us cool again.
Okay, and I think Eminem.
Made us trailer park kids look cool.
Shout out trailer park kids.
Yes. So I dealt with a lot of bullying. I never really fit into my school. There wasn't culture there, and I'm half Hispanic. So I was always the oddball. I was bullied in school until my sister passed away.
Oh, wow.
And then I became the bully that bullied the bullies, if that makes sense. So I protected, some of my friends. I had enough. And I'm not proud of that because, I got behind in school. I got suspended a lot, So it was just growing up, I had the challenges of no culture. And I was poor, and I was bullied, and I pushed through it, though.
Okay.
I pushed through it. Like I said, after my sister had passed away, I just became a new Dawn, and I stuck up for people that were getting picked on. And although I'm not proud of it now, back then, I thought I served a purpose. I was protecting people. I've always been a people pleaser. So those are the challenges that I face. But it's okay because it made me who I am today.
Absolutely, yes. And my condolences about your sister.
Thank you.
But I'm glad that, in a way, I know you said you were a bully, but you were protecting people.
Yeah,
so
I was the bully that bullied the bully.
Bullied the bully. So it's, it's kind of like, on the Christmas Story, and you remember the little kid. And
Yeah. Yes,
he had to get him. So that's what but we need those people who take up for others. So the bullies sometimes need to get
right.
They need to get shown a mirror in their face, their reflection of what they have done.
Yeah. So when I got into my high school years, I wasn't so mean. Like I said, I protected people, but my junior year is the year I actually quit school. I wasn't that person. I was very soft at that time. And then another challenge that I faced is I couldn't get a boyfriend because they all wanted the skinny blonde cheerleaders. Was definitely not the skinny blonde cheerleader. I mean, I'm blonde now because it's fake, but, and I'm working on my skinny.
Okay. We all gonna get there.
Yeah, I mean, I just was fat, skinny all growing up. That's okay, though. But putting my health back in check, so.
Yes. But, I mean, we're not saying we condone bullies.
Right,
we're just,
exactly.
Yeah, we don't want y'all to be like, oh, y'all, but
like
I see what you're saying. It was
yes,
protection.
It was.
Yes.
But it isn't right, you know.
Mm-hmm. Right, two wrongs don't make a right.
Right, exactly. You know, if I tell you that do not become the bully that bullies the bully, you know, give it to God.
Yes.
And try to be positive. And if you watch your loved ones or your friends go down, you know, just do the proper thing. Go to a teacher. Go to a principal.
Absolutely.
Don't get suspended because you get behind in school.
Yes. So, see, we had to go ahead and clean that up real quick.
Yes.
So I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want them to think we condone it. But
yeah, exactly.
I see why. And like you said, go to the appropriate person and let them know. But also learning that is different generational. So our generation, it was hit me, I'll hit you back. Isn't that what your mama tell you? They hit you, you better hit them back.
Yeah.
You know, but now that we have healing, it's talk to the right people, get the help. So we're going to do it the right now way.
Yes, the
where you
right
get
way.
the help. You pray for people, because hurting people hurt others. And a lot of people, when they are bullies, is because they might have something going on at home. Or,
yes.
You know, so, and it doesn't excuse them, but we know that hurting people hurt others. So you never know what someone else might be going through. And sometimes people bully people and then they become somebody's best friend.
That's happened to me quite a few times.
See?
Yes, that's happened. Like, there was a couple girls, and I'm like, you ain't gonna mess with so-and-so no more, because if you do, I'm gonna slam your head in the wall. And be like, oh, I'm good. And then I'll get a note at lunchtime like, hey, you want to go to gym, or you want to hang out in the gym? You know, like.
Yeah.
So a lot of, back then, a lot of people would woe back if they had somebody, they're like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't my cup of tea.
Right.
Because like I said, I was a big girl. And that's not good. But yes, we do not condone bullying. Even if you're trying to save somebody, you can't. Your education is power. It's more important. Do not get suspended. Do not fight. Go to your teacher. Go to your counselor. Go to your principal. Or, you know, or teacher's aide. Somebody that you feel safe talking to.
Yes.
So.
And I'm glad you mentioned counselor, because a lot of people scare away from counseling. Like, no, it's good.
Oh, yeah. I lived in the counselor's office. I was all the time. I was praying they would take me away from my mom, because she was a mean one. You know, I was like, but nothing, it was different then. Like, you know, back then they hushed, you know.
Right. Everything was hushed.
Yes. Like,
that's our generation.
Right. Straight down to mental health. Like,
exactly.
I grew up, you know, I was diagnosed with ADHD before I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression and anxiety. And back then, if your child had hyperactivity, they slipped it under the rug because they didn't want their child to be labeled stupid or, you know, just labeled, you know,
special
I don't
needs,
want to say,
but they didn't say
special needs, right.
But that's something they didn't even say back then. They wouldn't say special needs.
Exactly.
And it's more, you know.
It's such a stigma. You just was supposed to tough it up.
Right.
And that was hard for me. I really believe, you know, in my heart, my mom should have, you know, got counseling and for me outside of school when my sister passed.
Yes.
Because when she passed, I got weird. Like, I tried to be her, you know, because my parents, you know, she was the older sister with the good grades. And, you know, I was not treated fairly. I was the black sheep in my home. So, but yeah, definitely, I'm glad the stigma is a lot better.
Absolutely.
You know, they're like, get out there, mental health awareness. You got to love yourself. Right. And the way to love yourself is loving God.
Yes.
But love yourself by healing, by talking to somebody.
Yes.
And then, you know, that's what you aim for, because a lot of people, and I was guilty about this in my past, I coped, you know, in ways that I shouldn't. Substance abuse, alcohol, you know, but I got stronger as I got older. So thank God I never went to anything. I mean, like, I never got in trouble about, things that come with mental health. I always was stable, but like I said, I wish my mom would have got me help to cope with my sister's, passing.
Yes. So for people out there, and if that situation is unfortunate death, it's good to get the grieving counseling. Don't let it weigh all on you, and especially when it's your kids. Like, let's do the work. I had a guest on here, Keener, and her husband passed away. And she said OSU actually offers free grief and counseling. I never knew that.
That is amazing.
So now, again, for the people who didn't listen, OSU offers grief counseling, and then maybe we could go online and research and see some more. Go online and see who offers. And then also health insurance. Insurance and stuff like that, and maybe the schools. So we need to look into that. What was your sister's name?
Her name was Helen.
Helen
Dolores Parilla.
Oh, okay. You say your last name again, boo.
Well, the American way is Parilla, and then the Espanol way is Parilla.
Parilla. I like that.
You gotta roll your eyes. Parilla.
I love it. Well, we yes, we're just going to go ahead and honor Helen today. Yes, and this is a way that she can continue to live on, and that Dawn, as a child, was fighting for her, and we're still fighting for her. And we're still going to stand up for her, and yes. So, shout out to Helen.
Amen.
Yes, and say your last name again, boo.
Parilla. You said it better than me.
That's coming from Cleveland. The West Side. The West Side.
I was a West Sider first, but now I'm an East Sider now.
Yes. Well, I live out East, but just when I lived in Lorraine, I went to a school called Lincoln.
Oh my gosh.
And Lincoln was all my elementary. Shout out to Lorraine, Ohio. Shout out to Lincoln.
I've got family in Lorraine.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So all the Puerto Ricans. Yes.
Lorraine and Youngstown.
Yes,
wow, that's amazing.
Yes. So I had Puerto. It was, oh my goodness. So wait a minute, little on the culture. I had Puerto Rican teachers. It was like so beautiful. Then when I moved to Cleveland, I would see more Puerto Rican people, but I never had like the experience of having a Puerto Rican teacher, a Puerto Rican principal. Yeah. Shout out to Lincoln and Lorraine, Ohio.
Amen. Yeah, because I got peoples there. Parillas. And I got Hernandez's. Yes. It's funny because when I go to Youngstown and I visit my dad's family, when I come back, I always have this kind of an accent. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You picked it up.
I'm like, well, what are you doing? Why did you do that? ¿Qué pasa?
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to, because you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boricua.
I love it. But yeah, our principal, he's always like calm, cool, collected. Yes.
Yeah. That's neat. That's really neat. So you're from Cleveland.
I'm from Cleveland.
The founders of Entertainment are from Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about them. I'm like an advocate now for them because I'm not officially working with them. You've seen my posts, to join us if you're into the creative arts. Go to entertainment.coop. But yeah, our co-founders are there, and then. So I have a question for you.
Okay, what's the question, boo?
So are you related to any of the the Bone Thugs and Harmony family?
Everyone asks me that, so every time I used to go to Lorraine back and forth, they'd be like, "Are you related to Bone?" And it'll be funny, but actually no.
Oh wow!
But let me tell you a story. So one time I was at this restaurant in Cleveland. It's called Open Pit. Shout out to Open Pit.
Oh, nice.
And this was in the 90s. And my friend gave me one of her dogs. When I went to Open Pit, I saw Crazy Bone.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I named the dog Crazy Bone.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I love them. They are awesome, and they do a lot for the community.
Yes.
They visited our Ohio Media School in Cleveland, so they do. That's like. my dream is, to work with them, a part of them in some different way.
Yes.
'Cause I got so many dreams. Like I want to be a makeup artist.
You are, yes. Well, we'll put that out there.
Yeah.
So Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to work.
Hey, let me do some ad-libs on it.
She wants to do some ad-libs
I
for
wanna do
you
some
guys.
ad-libs. Woo, woo, woo.
She want to do some ad-libs for you guys. And yeah, I mean, so before LeBron James, Bone was like everyone. Like Bone was like Cleveland.
Yeah.
If you knew Cleveland, it was Bone in the
They
90s.
they put it on the map.
They put it on the map. They helped Cleveland revive. So shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I said, they do a lot of stuff. I think they have studios for juvenile delinquents.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and, like I get to see bits and pieces of what they do, and I'm just like, they are amazing, And then, like I said, my co-founder of Entertainment, he has ties with all of them. I think he's our cousin, but I'm not one to be nosy. Like except for when I was like, are you related to that?
You never know. But my mother's side of the family, because everybody pretty much from Cleveland, my parents' generation is probably like the first, or my father was born in Cleveland, my mom was born in Alabama.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, we're from Alabama, Selma, Mobile, and Lafayette.
Wow.
So it's like my mom's side of the family, she relates to everybody.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
she has a big side family. My father's side of the family, we don't know. You could be my cousin, girl.
Yeah.
That's how my father's side of the family is.
Are you related to Bruce Willis?
No. So this is the thing.
You never know.
I love Dawn. Yeah. No. I always tell people that Bruce Willis is my cousin, and the reason why I say it is because by my last name being Willis, people always think my last name is Williams or Wilson.
Oh yeah, too close.
Too close. And it's more popular.
So
and
you introduce yourself as
Bruce
like
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Yes, I say die hard like Bruce Willis. That's what I tell people.
And they'll remember that.
Yes, and they remember.
Yeah.
So even I was at a union conference last month.
Oh, good.
And then the guy was like, I'm telling him, I'm like, oh, my last name is Willis like Bruce. So I came back the next day. He was like, oh, yeah, hey, Bruce Willis' cousin. Because I tell people that.
Right.
Because Williams, I had someone, they was like, shout out to Kay Williams. And I'm just like.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell people, do you think my last name Williams because I'm black? I just tell them, is it because I'm black? I'm like, it's Willis like Bruce. So I'm glad you said that. So that's how I have to introduce people like, Kay Willis like Bruce Willis?
That's awesome.
Yes.
You're
But
so
he may be
funny.
my cousin too.
You say why? Because I'm black?
Yeah, that's because it's one of the top 3 black names is Williams and Wilson.
Yeah.
So they automatic, and I interview Williams tomorrow, so I'll probably joke with him about our last names.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you might as well say I'm your cousin. It's this one guy, his name is Jason Wilson. He's in Detroit.
Okay.
Shout out to Jason Wilson. I post him all the time. He's very positive. He talks about being a comprehensive man. He has books and everything. He helps out the youth and encourage men in Detroit.
I love
So it's really
that.
big for Detroit, and he's a man of God. And he's a husband. He's an amazing person. So you guys follow Jason Wilson. I post him every day.
Okay.
Well, his last name is Wilson. So I call him my honorary cousin. And I always tell people, and I'm like, yeah, since they want my last name to be Wilson anyways, we might as well be cousins. Since y'all always mix it up.
Yeah, mix it up.
Remix it.
Uh-huh.
That's my remix cousin.
That's funny.
Since they remix it up. But yes. See, you never know what y'all gonna listen to. We gonna remix the names. Go ahead and shout your last name again, boo.
Parilla.
Parilla.
You say it better than me every time.
So you made a courageous decision to leave school at 17. What was going on through your mind at that time?
Well, so I was skipping school, and my mom, she looked at me and she said, if you're not going to school, then you're going to get out of my house. You don't need to be here. And it was like 2 weeks before my 18th birthday.
Wow.
And she threw me out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I was excited because I had 2 friends that lived in another trailer park. Shout out to the trailer park kids. But that didn't work out too well. So, yeah, because when I went there, these girls were going through my clothes, just wearing my stuff. My mom felt bad for kicking me out. So there used to be I don't know if you've ever heard of Schwann's trucks.
No.
She bought this massive box of chicken patties, brought it to us. And when Mom and Dad brought it, I was so embarrassed because these girls were hoochie mamas.
Okay.
Had all these men around.
You ain't nothing but a hoochie mama.
I ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. And wearing my clothes.
Ooh.
Well, I'm wearing sweatpants and, just like they took my makeup. They wasn't my friends.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, so I was embarrassed. And then they ate all my chicken patties at my mom and dad. I called my mom up like, Mom, I'm sorry. I'll go get my GED. Please come home. So she let me come back home for a little bit because she's seen they were using me. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I had a combative relationship with my mom. It was up and down because she had undiagnosed mental health issues. But I ended up going back home and I got a job. And my mom was my supervisor at Ramada Inn on Hamilton Road before they wiped it out. We were housekeepers, and then after that we went to a factory, Columbus Industries, and then I worked there until the company shut down and moved to El Paso, Juarez.
Oh wow.
But I just what was going through my mind at first was, I'm gonna party, because one of them worked at Speedway. This is bad. But they would come, since she worked there, she would bring home a case of beer, and I was like, let's party. But it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Like I said, I was being used, and then I wasn't really a drinker. So that didn't faze me, and I was kind of relieved to get out of that situation.
Thank you, Father.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah, but other than that, like I said, I wouldn't take back anything because I am where I am because God.
Absolutely, yes. And I know why they were stealing your clothes, girl, because if you was dressing the way you dressed back then, they just wanted your style.
Yeah, they did.
You are fabulous.
Thank you.
She is like, I'm telling you guys, Dawn literally shines. When she comes in, honey, it's like a light bright, and she can dress. Too. Oh, thank you. How many pair of jeans did you say that one time here on your post? I
had 365 pair of jeans.
Yes.
I had a pair of jeans for every day. I didn't have to, and then with jeans, they all had the designer labels on, your rumps, like Ed Hardy across your, tushy, had some wings on my tushy. I was walking around. Yes. But I had a pair of jeans for every day. So that was it was a healthy addiction though. You know what I mean? So growing up, I owned no jeans. My mom would put me up in, those stirrup pants with the strap on the heel or the whatever part of that fit is. So I never had jeans, and plus I was big. I never wanted to wear jeans because I always looked funny. That's before I found Spanx.
Okay, Spanx. Shout out to Spanx.
Shout out to the shapewear.
Yeah, shout out to the shapewear.
Yeah, I haven't got any on today though. I wanted to dress comfortable, but so I had a sweet addiction to jeans, and then I ended up selling the jeans on eBay.
Okay.
And we were, I just was like, I wanted to make money on eBay because I love eBay. I love selling clothes. And I thought, this is a great income.
Yeah.
But, I not only was I selling the jeans that I had, I was also purchasing them so that I could wear them at least 1 or 2 times.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm growing up poor. Like when we did have some Christmases, they were from the thrift store. My mom picked out the worst clothes.
Aww.
But yes, I don't care. I'm a thrift store nut now. But back then I was just like, Mom, can't I just get one brand new pair of something? Why do you, I didn't understand it then. I didn't understand how poor we actually were. I knew it growing up. Like I said, there was Christmases that came and we didn't get nothing, but I had a little unhealthy addiction.
But I told you before, I was like, you should Get an online boutique.
I have always wanted my own store. You know,
We're going to speak it. Because I told you that in school. I'm like, why don't you just get you a boutique? Because you have so much style.
Thank you.
Yes, there's always something cute and unique.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to be somebody's stylist.
And absolutely, and she can. Yes.
You just take me to the mall, and there it is. You ain't even got to pay me. Just let me pick out your stuff for you.
Yeah, just let me pick out your stuff.
Just let me pick out your clothes. I'm free for some people.
Okay, for some people, she is free.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, we're going to get Bone. We're going to stylist. Come on, she can do it all.
I really can. I can do video editing, audio editing.
She actually does in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, in real life.
I do. I just keep going. Education is power.
Absolutely. Education is power. And for you, like you said, to keep going and after, so that lets people know, regardless, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So don't, like you said, you took a break.
Yeah.
And then once you took your break,
I was, refreshed.
Got back.
Yes.
Doing big things and continue to do big things.
Yes.
And it's never too late.
Never.
It's never too late.
That's right.
Yes. And with God, all things are possible.
Amen.
So as long as you mentioned, God helped you. As long as God put you first, you put God first.
Yes.
God's going to continue to favor you and bless you. Yes. And I love when you said earlier, those people wasn't your friends. So we have to distinguish between friends and associates.
You're absolutely right.
And they just wanted to wear your clothes and trying to be Dawn, but they couldn't be Dawn. And I'm glad.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
They was trying to imitate you and not the original. But I'm glad that your mom took you back.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was, like I said, we started, with our relationship, even though it was rocky, when we started working together, we got close.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it was a blessing. And she was very supportive. And when I was 19, I had my first child. And she was very supportive of that. My son's father kind of took off. So it was just me. And it was a hardship that I actually, grew a resilience to, because I got my own apartment then. This is before the domestic violence, though. But yeah, I had my own apartment. I held down a job. I've always, I was a single mother for a couple times, and
hold that thought, because how can we reach you? We're going to pick this up on this part 2. Come on, we get into the good part. How can we reach you, boo?
So I'm Inspired Light 614 on Instagram, and then on Facebook, it's just my name, Dawn Parilla-Kearney.
Yes.
I got 2 last names. My husband let me keep my last name.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to keep my last name. So when I get married, Lord, I want to keep my last name and my husband's last name.
I love it. I feel important.
Yes.
And my dad never had any sons.
See?
So, my husband was like, yeah, you can keep it if you want. It kind of looks like you're a lawyer.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, he was very supportive.
Aww, yes, I love it. Okay, and then if you guys want to be a sponsor of the show, you can always email me at kwillis@gmail.com. And thank you for tuning in to K. Willis Positive Vibes Talk Show on 1580thepraise.com, a Gold Chip communication station. Please like, share, and subscribe to the K. Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the K. Willis Positive Vibes podcast. Please order my book, The Principles of Overcoming Life's Obstacles, a 31-day journey to positive living, available on Amazon.com. Until next time, stay positive.